What's up guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video I am going to be explaining to you the function of catalytic converter. Yes, every vehicle has a catalytic converter. Where is it at? It's part of your exhaust system. A lot of people probably know this, but we're going to keep this simple and basic, okay? We don't want to go into details like molecule wise, but in this video you're going to understand how this catalytic converter performs, what's the function of it, got an oxygen sensor, what do they do. If you get a code P0420, bad catalytic converter, do you really want to change your catalytic converter? Catalytic converters don't fail on their own, okay? It could be something else. What if you replace this piece? What happens? You still got a P0420 code, okay? I'm going to be explaining to you that in details. Before anything, you can do something about that and never change your catalytic converter ever again. Worst come to worst, it needs to be changed, but prior to that, you will save a ton of money. So anyways, let's take a look at this diagram without wasting any more time. So let's go through some components here, okay? We have engine. Okay, doesn't matter, 4-cylinder, 6-cylinder, doesn't matter, okay? 8-cylinder, it could be a V8, V12, okay? The function of this catalytic converter begins from right here, okay? The whole point is not to pollute, emission control, okay? So when you go to inspection, this is a big deal here, okay? So we have a oxygen sensor here. Okay, we're gonna call it O2, okay? O2. And we got an O2 here, okay? You would have a code for this sensor here. You would have a different code for this sensor here. This sensor here is, okay, it is upstream, okay? And this one is down. And in between, we have the catalytic. Okay, if you have a V engine, V6, V8, you're gonna have more than one catalytic converter. Bank 1, sensor 1 would be right here. Bank 1, sensor 2 would be right here. Okay, different way to find out. But if you have a V6 or V8, first you need to determine which one is bank 1 and which one is bank 2, okay? And then the sensor 1, sensor 2. Upstream, downstream. Okay, so how does this catalytic converter works is the hot gases, unburned gases, the fumes of the engine flow out of the engine through your manifold, exhaust manifold. Got the red arrows here. They go down the path, okay? So they're gonna go up the stream. What they're gonna do is they're gonna hit this oxygen sensor, okay? This oxygen sensor is gonna create a voltage signal, okay? It's gonna say 30% pollution. Let's put it that way. Put 30% pollution, okay? The job of this catalytic converter here is to take that 30% pollution. It will take time for it to heat up. All it does is it heats up from the engine heat, the exhaust heat, so it doesn't work right away. That's why a lot of times you guys will fail inspection. The catalytic converter wasn't ready. So since it's hot, the unburned gas by engine would come out. There's also some cars, older model has EGR valve, so the gas goes back into the engine, reburns. But now computer control vehicles, they can cut the gas. Okay, let's go talk about what else this sensor does here. Okay, this sensor, like a Honda, you would call it, or Toyota, air to fuel ratio sensor. Okay, when this sensor detects there's a lot of gas coming out, what is it going to tell the ECM, engine control module, is to cut the fuel down, okay? Cut the fuel, subtract, minus, okay? The trim of the fuel, okay? It would determine that as well, okay? So even though there's a lot of gases coming out that needs to be eliminated so we don't pollute the atmosphere, the sensor can determine too much gas, cut it off, okay? So rich codes, lean codes, this sensor can determine that, okay? So if your car is running rich, it's going to determine it. If it's lean, it's going to determine it. It's going to try to control that fuel, okay? So your hot gases are gonna go in, and since this is hot, it's gonna burn that extra amount of percentage of the emission that was not controlled. Okay, so now we got this sensor over here. This sensor here is gonna determine how much is the outflow. Okay, did this do its job? Did it bring 30% of emission down to maybe let's say 8%? Okay, 8% or 5%. Okay, so those gases are gonna hit this sensor here, and it's gonna create a voltage signal. Okay, it's gonna send a signal to the computer. Oh, okay. So if this catalytic converter doesn't do its job, this sensor is gonna detect, okay, it's 28 or 27%. Okay, that means the catalytic converter didn't do its job. So the gases will come in, burn off, the sensor will detect. Okay, it all works as it heats up. It will create a voltage. What if I tell you here, we're gonna take this black mark here, all the carbon coming out of this engine over time have built up over here. All the carbon here has been built up over here. All the carbon has built up here and there. Okay, the only pathway it has is little pathway here. Okay, so I got a catalytic converter over here. I don't know if you guys are gonna be able to see it, but inside here there's a small little, you see this one is, you see the little blockages in there, little dots. This thing is blocked up. Okay, this catalytic converter is blocked up a bit. So we had a P0420 coater over here. Okay, so there's a sensor that was right in here, so the hot gases will travel through here, and okay, we'll travel through here, and then the second sensor right here would try to determine if it did its job. So that could be one of the issue. Okay, what if I tell you that you can clean this catalytic converter? I do have videos. I have past inspections. I have people satisfied with that. Cleaners, there are cleaners out there, but you see these little oxygen sensors right here. What if I told you these over time would get blocked, just like the catalytic converter? Okay, these little ports on these sensors would get blocked. So what's gonna happen here is, since it's blocked, since all this stuff is blocked, okay, and the ports are blocked, the sensor no longer can do its job. Okay, it's gonna say, let's say 30% emission went down, and then over here it reads a crazy reading. It says 80% pollution. Okay, how's that even possible? Did this create extra pollution? Okay, it's just that the sensor cannot read it. It's just that the sensor is not working. It could be a damaged sensor itself. Okay, it could be a bad sensor here, it could be a bad sensor there. It could be a dirty sensor and dirty sensor. Before anything, I always tell people, always give that advice. Okay, change out your sensors, clean out your sensors. This is very important. The second downstream sensor, I would always replace this before replacing the catalytic converter. I would clean it before that. Whenever I get lean and rich codes, I do tackle this sensor. And if I ended up replacing this catalytic converter right here, like I said, the catalytic converter doesn't go bad on its own. Something creates it, something faulty. Okay, let's say this catalytic converter is blocked up completely and no flow can go through. Your engine's not going to perform. I had those cases on Camrys. But if you replace this catalytic converter, you do want to change your oxygen sensors. Change them both out, okay guys? Change them out. Give it a good life. Anyways, hopefully with this video I had explained to you in some basic details how this catalytic converter works, how it can go bad, how these sensors can go bad, and how you can have a faulty signal even though your catalytic converter is not bad, it's perfectly fine. Okay, some cars has 30,000-40,000 miles and you get a check in your light. Sometimes that check in your light comes, sometimes it goes. Okay, so guys, very important, clean out your sensors. If you're able to throw in some cleaner in your catalytic converter. So there is a proper way of doing it, so do pay attention to. If you find a video on YouTube, ask questions. I got videos, check out my channel. Anyways guys, thank you for watching, and we'll see you more on these videos. See you guys soon on the next one. Bye bye.